This is Smithy.tv.
Hey, this is Kenny Robinson. Thanks for coming back to Breaking Down the News. I'm with my special guest today, birthday girl, Sandra Battaglini. Did I get it again the third time?
Perfect.
The hat trick, baby. Sandra Bats is how I love to refer to her as. If you're living in Toronto, tonight is her birthday. It's June 8th. She's having a birthday party show at the Underground, otherwise known as Clandestiny. That's on Queen Street near Broadview. So come on down. What time is that happening?
9:30.
9:30. And you've got some serious comics on the bill tonight, and and quite a few female comics.
Yeah, just people I love, man.
It's great. I think the female comics in Canada. What do you respond to when you see somebody uses comedian? Does that kind of throw you for something, or do you just think their spell check was broken, or are you offended by that? Or?
You know what? On my business card, I think I do have comedian. I mean, I like the way it sounds, but I wouldn't use that now. But my cards, I printed them quite a few years ago. So I don't know. I mean, it is a nice word.
It is, but some comics take that as an insult.
Yeah, I understand. They just want to be a comic, and I get that too. I think there's seems to be a lot of what shall I say? There's a lot of rage around
the sexism and
the gender
standards.
in the world, and then specifically we see how it manifests itself in the stand-up community.
You see, I'm so glad that I stopped using the word negress.
I'm not even. Really? You used to use that word?
No, but I think I read it in a book once when I was like 19, and I just kind of thought like, oh yes, that's a word there that should get you slapped.
Oh, wow.
So that's what they used to refer to black women as. Oh yes, he was out with his negress last night. So I just kind of put like maybe comedian is like, long time outdated, along with negress and other things they did to let you know that it was a female as opposed to a male.
Yeah.
So. Okay, so there's double standard here with that. Well, first of all, in the past couple of weeks, there's been a lot of been a shitstorm over the way how women are treated on stage.
Okay.
The heckling, the harassment. So tell me, have you faced that kind of show us your tits kind of thing over the years as the shows, and have you had a lot of that or not as much? Or
you know what? I haven't had show us your tits. I haven't. I've been harassed on stage by people, but I don't remember like
sexually, kind of in a sexual kind of
not
way. Because
really.
You're a woman, or just a regular heckle.
Yeah, just like regular heckles. I mean, I used to do this, or I still do this vaudeville cabaret on the East Side at Zero Gravity, and there, I've done a lot of very provocative things there for sure. I mean, I'm not a stripper, but I've done a lot of provocative things.
What?
Like I do these clown Buffon characters, and I did this one character.
Buffon, is that the big hair?
No, Buffon, yeah.
Okay.
But Buffon is like the satirical clown.
Okay.
Like so.
As opposed to a very serious clown.
Well, or the clown is just a mirror to society, and the Buffon is like shows you your hypocrisy. So Stephen Colbert would be Buffon. Sacha Baron Cohen is considered Buffon. So it's that South Park is Buffon, right? They just kind of say the worst things, and it just shows people their hypocrisy. So I've created like all sorts of crazy shit that you've never seen. But I did have this one character who was a Russian porn star who
Who from Russia isn't?
Exactly. And she used to do these horror porn, right? And then
horror porn.
Because what would she do? Like, oh God, I have to remember exactly. But she was a squirter, and then I don't know what happened to the guy's head. Something fucked up happened. But I actually got somebody to come up on stage, and I squirted on them.
Like actual,
and wet them up.
What?
Yeah, man, it's pretty crazy. Like I would.
When are you doing that again?
Oh, because it was a Russian. The series, the trilogy of films that I did were called Tennis. So it's Tennis 1, 2, and 3. So I'd have somebody come up on stage and play tennis with me, and then oh God, I can't remember how I got them to lay under me for some reason. I did, and then I had like a water pack. And and I've done this at like clown festivals.
Oh, you scored it from the water pack.
But it came from in between my legs.
Oh, but it wasn't actual genital.
No, it wasn't actual urine.
Because I was saying I got $20 burning a hole in my pocket.
I still can't believe I did that, but I did.
I can't believe you just told me.
I know I did that, but it's like I'll show you the pictures on.
And who did your special effects hookup for you, or is that something you invented on your own?
I invented it because I know, like, there's such a really amazing clown community that I've worked with, amazing people, and they're like, this is how you rig yourself up.
Maybe that's why some people are scared of clowns.
Yeah.
A lot of people are scared of clowns and believe clowns are evil, and I've never had a fear of clowns. But
I think that it's an interesting, like, people will say to me that I don't like that they don't like clowns, but Richard Ryder especially, he's always been like, I hate clowns, but when you go on stage, that he enjoys the clown that I do.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyways, outrageous, yes.
So you wouldn't be heckled there.
So they always will say, take your pants off. They'll yell it, but they kind of yell it at everyone.
Okay.
I mean, what's funny, that last week I was in Kingston.
I wanted rye and water, but
but this whole thing we're talking about,
right.
Harassment of women on stage. Last week I was in Kingston, and there was a woman in the audience who was really wasted and loud. I asked her what she did, and then she flexes her arms and she's like, I'm in the army. I'm like, wicked. So then after she tells me she's an office clerk while we're on stage. After my set, she invites me to her table. And I was like, I don't know why I couldn't say no, maybe because she was a soldier. So I say yes. I come to the table, and she says to the woman, she's like, her friend, she's like, look who I got to the table, the comedian.
Uh-oh.
And then this soldier tells me that, she's got a 2-year-old and she's been single for 5 years and that she's going to Pride this year. I'm like, okay, wicked. And then after the show at the bar, she says she wants a photo with all the comics. So I'm like, okay. And she starts getting very close. And then at one point, she turns to me and she's like, right in my face, she's like, want to make out? I'm like, no. You know what I mean? And she was belligerent. Like, at one point,
belligerent.
Well, I said no.
Like,
and then
didn't
she's
want to
like,
take no for an answer?
Exactly. And then she was like, she goes, just kiss me on the cheek. And I was like, and so then I did, but I did the Italian kiss. She thought she was going to be able to do when someone kisses you on the cheek and they move their mouth so
Wayne Fleming was the master of that.
Okay, so she thought she could do it, but I just gave her the Italian kiss.
Which is... What's the Italian kiss?
Like this?
Oh, you just kind of rub?
Yeah.
You just kind of rub beards?
I mean, you can kiss them. It depends who they are.
Yeah.
But then she kind of she's physically putting herself on me. And then I was like, hey, I said, back off. You're being aggressive. She's like, okay. And I was like, I wouldn't go.
What's going to be more aggressive than a lesbian in the army?
Yeah. And so then I was like, she came to my work and asked me to make out with her.
Yeah.
And it was, she...
Is that because there's a stereotype that, like, most female comics are lesbians? There's that myth, or...
I don't know, because
she was drunk and she was hoping?
Yeah, maybe. Even men will... I wouldn't say men have harassed me. They've been very forward, often after shows where they're like, because of some of the content that I have.
Yeah.
They
after
think they
can...
can...
on the floor for you, I guess a guy figures... Am I out of line to ask if you want to go back to my place for a drink? I hope I'm not being disrespectful here.
Yeah. So, but... Yeah. Anyways, that's.
So how did this end with this woman? Like, did she actually fondle you? I mean,
she put her like she was leaning her. She kind of had her vag, rest, up against me, and then
against your leg.
Yeah.
Ew, that's creepy.
Yeah, it was too much.
I wouldn't even think of doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I don't have a vag.
So it was just interesting that exactly. But it was just interesting that happened with everything that had been going on. I was
and it's a woman.
And it was a woman.
Wow.
And then Mark Sinadinos, Mark Sinadinos?
Yeah.
So he was the headliner, and he was telling me, he does lots of shows in the States, and was giving me, he was just telling me people that I could hook up with and ask to do shows. And then he's like, he was talking about the Midwest, and he goes, often you go to do a show, and there's guys with holsters and guns right there. And he's like, he goes, if you're a woman, you're gonna be safe. But he goes, as a guy, he was just saying it in passing. We weren't even talking about anything. He was just like, but as a guy, sometimes I'm like, man, is this guy gonna
open up on you?
And then I thought, there's another level of danger that a man, there's something that a man has to worry about that maybe a woman wouldn't in that specific situation. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right, a man will threaten to shoot a comic if he's heckled him and made him look bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of that happening in Detroit.
So then I was like, that was interesting, and I just thought, I feel like sometimes with this whole women being harassed, or this notion that women have it harder in comedy, which, yes, I will admit that there are things, I do feel like, probably men get booked more, and there's a bunch of stuff, and, historically there really haven't been that many female comics, but I feel like that the more we hold on to this
just the greatest TV stars.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about, Lucille Ball, she broke the whole mold and then, revolutionized television, and Carol Burnett.
Right.
So, I mean, the ones have been there have been the greatest TV stars of them all.
But I feel like once if we hold on to these notions too much, then we become that thing.
Become the victim.
You know, yeah, you become that thing. And I feel like, I don't know. I mean, I'm very aware of all this shit. And if people like, I've had other comics like harass me, you know, been dicks.
Like not me.
No, not you. But I'm saying, like, I remember one of the first gigs I had at Yucks, and a comic who will remain nameless, like, we're waiting at Niagara Falls in line to get our tags. And then I'm in front of him, and he goes, hurry up, you fucking bitch. That's what he said to me. And I turned around, and I'm like, don't you ever call me a fucking bitch again. Do you get that? And he's like, yep. I'm like, good. And then he changed his tone, but he was, like, trying to...
Testing you.
He's testing me. And I was like, don't you even fucking try, buddy. You know? Mm-hmm. But I just, that was how I defend... I mean, I guess maybe I learned that from my mom. Like, my mom's tough, you know?
Mm-hmm. And your dad would never talk that way to your mom.
Oh, no, he did. Oh, yeah, he
tried or
a lot.
No?
Yeah, no, he does.
Yeah?
Yeah, but she was tough. She's a tough broad.
So you've been known to tell people to check that shit at the door a long time.
Yeah. But I feel like too sometimes with like all women's shows, even though I love them, I really do. I do love all women's shows. That sometimes like I don't hear it as much anymore, but the whole thing like we're going to have a token male because we all often are the token female on shows.
Right.
And
it's usually a gay guy when you have the token male.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. I just feel like, I don't know, at this point, it's like, let's just not focus too much on these differences. Because look at the way the world is really fucked up right now. That the powers that be want it this way. They want us to fight about shit so that we don't see what's going on. They want us to be against each other. And it's like, there's nothing to be against. You know what I mean? Why should I hate you? Because why should I really spend all my time hating you for what you might represent? Just like... I don't know. I think
I represent some of the worst things. That's why.
Well, I don't know. Not to me. But I just feel like people get really hung up on stuff. It's like if you're a comic, whether you're a man or a woman, do your shit, you know, and talk about it on stage. Like talk about just break new ground. Like just be outright. Like just be you.
Step forward and let the unsaid be said.
At the same time, I do think that some of these things that do come up do point out things that, you know, maybe women do experience sometimes. But sometimes I do feel, though, that it becomes this, like, you know...
It doesn't need to be. It's like, have you been told as a woman comic that you can't be dirty or you're too dirty or you shouldn't be dirty?
Oh, yeah, all the time. And then I'm like, guys, the comics on the, like, they say that I'm dirty, and then the comics that were before me were talking about their dicks and semen, like, and screwing chicks, and I'm like, okay, but just because I talk about my vagina makes me dirty? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think because a lot of women don't. That's probably what it is. You know, I think women...
Because you're a bad girl, and they're saying she's a bad girl talking about that.
And you know, yeah, and you know what I've noticed? So I've done stand-up, and you know I do clown. I'm around all these communities. You'll see a lot more women doing characters, but less women doing stand-up. And like a lot of the women who do characters in this city, you know, will do some amazing stuff. And I feel like there maybe... a lot of women are more comfortable wearing a costume than just going up as themselves. But that is changing because you're seeing a lot of great women on the scene right now that are incredible.
Absolutely.
So I feel like, you know, I think a lot of these things come out, they show us what's going on, and then it breaks way for, you know, women and all sorts of people who might have had disadvantage to come out and be like, okay, it's okay for me now to go out and talk. I can do this. But I feel like we can't hold on to some of this shit too much.
Right.
Because it stops us. And then it's like, oh yeah, women are different. And it is harder all the time. And it's like, why are we celebrating the negatives?
Yeah.
Celebrate the
like,
positives.
One thing that you do that I love that, you know, your act it's so real. Like that piece you do about the guy, the stranger that you didn't know sending you the sex request.
Yeah.
You know, and all the things he's asking and suggesting, and you just break down what his thought process must be, what your thought process is, and what he's asking for, and how you're supposed to manage to make all these fantasies of his come true.
Yes.
And I guess if it's the first time seeing you, they're going to think you're an animal.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you're an animal in that bit. I'm not saying it's a bad thing because I'm a big fan of animal acts when it comes to what you're not supposed to say and do on stage.
Yeah, exactly. Me too.
And meanwhile, though, what are you guilty of? You're just guilty of recreating some jerk-off's message that he typed to you.
Yeah, and how many women get those messages? You know what I mean? Like I'm just highlighting what Like, that's why, you know.
You're highlighting the best one that you got.
The best ones.
Yeah.
The best
Do you get
ones.
dick pics sent to you anonymously or without?
Oh, I did. Yeah, I did get a dick pic when I was on Tinder. I have a whole joke about it. This guy wanted me to send him a picture of my vagina, and I was like, no, man, because I was like, I don't know what angle to take. You know what I mean?
With a picture?
Yeah.
Or with
And then just out of the blue, unrequested, he sends me a dick pic, and I literally freaked out. Like, I threw my phone because his dick looked like an enoki mushroom. Like, it was so wrong. And so, anyways, I talk about this whole thing. I was like, I can't, I would never, I'm telling you, I have never sent a picture of my, like, any.
boobs?
No, I've never done it. And I don't know if I ever will. Like, but I'm saying, yes, I've gotten dick pic. Oh my God, I got to find this guy.
Do you save them?
No, well.
Or do you delete them? You're afraid like you'll die and your mom will find your phone? Or?
No, I saved this guy's dick pic. And I got a guy, what was his name? He literally sent me a link. I've got to find this link again because I've talked about him and I got to do it on stage. He sent me a link to a series of dick pics, him in various positions. I'd never seen anything like it. It was
a portfolio.
It was a portfolio. It was one of the funniest things I'd ever, like, I was like, what is this guy doing? Like, he's beside a computer. It's to the right. He's standing up. His pants are down. It was fucked up.
You got one where he's wearing a cowboy hat and another one where he's like fixing a car.
Well, it was
different activities or like a calendar boy kind of thing?
Kind of, but it was so messed up. He just literally sent me that link. I'm like, you don't know where this could end up. And it's going to end up me showing other people.
It's going to wind up on stage.
Yes.
See, that's what I used to love about in the old days in the 80s. I'm old school. It was Polaroids. And it wasn't, and it wasn't a matter of somebody receiving it and then it's all over the world.
Yeah.
It was like, come on, no, come on, no, come on, okay, and then it's like, click, and then it's like, let me see it, and you're like, no, and you're waiting for it to dry, and you're trying to keep her away because she's gonna rip it when she sees it, and it's like, it wasn't gonna be launched on the internet. I mean, at the most, I could only show maybe 3 or 4 people at a time, because check this out. Oh, let me see. Come on, don't get your fingers on it. So.
How do you have archives of those photos?
No, when the first time I got married, I told my wife I would destroy them, and I didn't. I hid them, and I put them where I didn't think she'd ever find them, in the bottom of the dirty laundry hamper. But but she caught on. I also hid my money and liquor there, so she found my whole stash of everything.
And what happened?
I burnt that. I burnt them in the sink. I set them on fire to show her I was truly sincere this time. I'm sorry, honey. I'm sorry. I spat on them.
That's nice.
Well, and then the marriage lasted 2 years. I'm going, I'll never have that collection again.
Hey.
And then
put it in the safe.
Well, I didn't think of that. I didn't have it. I thought the laundry basket was safe because I'd never seen her around there in the whole time we were dating. And then after that marriage broke up, I had an ex-girlfriend that was dating somebody, and she said, my boyfriend says he wants to see me with another woman. So she came, and we had a threesome with her and a lady friend of myself. And
you did?
Yeah, with this ex-girlfriend of mine and a new one. So we took pictures with a Polaroid.
Yeah.
And while my new lady and I slept, the old one stole the best pictures. And she took them, and we woke up, and she'd left. And I'm going, there's a reason why I broke up with her. She can't be trusted. And she stole the best ones. And then later on, she said, well, my boyfriend said he always wanted to see me with another woman. I'm going, yes, but with him in the picture, not me in the picture. He wanted him. He didn't want to see my movie. He wanted to be in the film, not mine. I want to see a Kenny Robinson collage. No, he wanted you with somebody else, not just a picture of you with another woman and somebody. So, not the brightest gal in the world, but always willing to do a photo shoot.
Did you send a photo to your gal that's coming in tonight?
Of
a dick pic?
No, I don't do dick pics. I'm 57 years old. I'm a father. And plus, if I send a dick pic to anybody, they would go, well, how much do I want to see this guy because of his personality?
Yeah,
so, I mean, if I had something really awesome like this, well, I'd have a T-shirt.
Yeah.
This is me. This is me on drugs. This is me if I'm never going to see you again.
I love Amanda Day's joke where she says she's never met a guy whose dick was so great that she didn't care who was attached to.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's such a great joke, but that's the truth.
It's it's wonderful now that I find in the past women now you don't have to beg them for Polaroids. Now you just you talk to them and sometimes they send it to me unsolicited.
Yeah, I know. People are unsolicited.
I don't even ask. I don't.
No,
I used to
I
have to
know.
beg. Now I don't even ask.
I know. They just do it. It's insane.
And now I delete them because I'm a better person.
Yeah, don't. Yeah.
Do you believe that?
I do believe that.
Is this the face of a better person?
It's a voice of a better person.
Yes, and the face remains the same. Anyway, I'm not going to have a better time than we did with you. Happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
And many more, as long as the old age pension happens to cash in.
Yeah.
Because they say now that there's not going to be a Canada pension plan in the future, the way things are.
Well, we're going to be performing till we die, right?
Absolutely.
So I don't even think about
No?
pension, no.
Well,
Do you?
I have to.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
I'm much older than you.
Yeah.
So I just imagine, well, it's okay. I've got 2 younger ones to get through university, and then I've got a wedding to cover. And if I get
daughter's getting married?
the oldest one, yeah,
That's
she's getting
amazing.
married. Yeah, so it's really funny. She works for a radio station, and so does her fiance, and they went to Disney World for a radio gig they were doing, and they proposed. He proposed to her at Disney World. And, so she wakes me up, Dad, I got proposed to. And I'm going, you're too young to get married, honey. She's only 23.
Oh, my God.
And so then I look at the picture, and he's on his knees wearing Mickey Mouse ears proposing. And then I look at her, and she's got Mickey Mouse ears on. I'm going, these motherfuckers too young to get married. They both got mouse ears on.
Oh, my God.
So, of course, I said, and then I'm going, well, it's going to be great, when people say, where are you registered for your guests? I'm going to, for your gifts for the wedding, I'm going to go, well, it'll be the Disney store. So, and
23, that is young. But you know what? There's people who are still together and they got married that young.
Oh, and then with the money that they think for the wedding's going to cost, they're going to have a real Mickey Mouse wedding because I don't have any money.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a Chuck E. Cheese kind of wedding reception. So anyway, something that has definitely not been Chuck E. Cheese is this lovely time I've had with Sandra Battaglini here. And you can check her out the last Tuesday of every month at Eaton's House. It's on the Danforth. Used to be known as a Newfie bar.
Oh, okay. Run by Greeks?
Well, the Greeks, I guess it's all Greek to them once they start serving that liquor and making that money. But
Yeah.
originally it was a Newfie bar.
Interesting.
So and I guess on Saturday afternoons sometimes it still is. So but it's they've got live music there, and best of all, the last Tuesday of every month is what's the name of your show now?
Sandra Battaglini's Party Time Comedy Hour.
That's a whole lot of talking.
More than just an hour? What is it? More than just party time. More than just a party, more than just an hour.
You need to get some of your clown friends in there.
Yeah, maybe.
Once when I took my daughter to see a Sailor Moon at City Hall, my oldest daughter.
Yeah.
There was I was a single guy, and it seems like I'm always single. But there was a female clown, and she was smiling at me, and I was thinking like, dog, you'd love to get some of that clown, wouldn't you? And then, and I was saying, man, ask her, get her number, ask her for. And I said, dude, if this clown bitch tell you no, how's your fragile ego gonna survive?
I know.
If I can't get a clown's phone number,
Yeah.
how's
Yeah.
Kenny Robinson supposed to look in the mirror and feel good about? That's not good for self-esteem to get shot down by a clown.
Yeah. That's
You
right.
know? I said, you see, you and your red nose and big feet, just keep on moving, So anyway, folks, we got to keep on moving, and boy, do I want to see a red nose on you. But it's probably going to be tonight from all the liquor you're going to have. So, folks, check us out. Check us out here at Same Bat Time, Same Bat Channel here at Smithy TV, breaking down the news. I'm Kenny Robinson, and I'm glad that you checked us out. Later.